Okay, today's the day where we finally fix this car to the point where we could make it road legal again. Now, this journey began almost a year ago when I picked this car up from the junkyard, completely totaled, completely salvaged. Everything was pretty much broken. Of course, knowing me, I dove headfirst into my first BMW, and out of all the ones to pick, I pick the V10 M6, the one that scares mechanics shitless because of all the problems it has. Now, I know it's been a year and we've accomplished so much. We've fixed so many things, from the rod bearings to the clutch to the thermostat to miscellaneous things here and there. But the main thing plaguing this car is that $4,000 ABS control unit right here. And just calling around, turns out this job would have been much, much more expensive than I thought. Hi, I have a 2007 BMW M6 and I'm looking for the ABS control module.
Control module?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
I do not have it in stock. We have 2 local in the warehouse. We can get it to you in the next 2 days. You're looking at $5,183 after taxes.
It's $5,000?
Yeah.
Okay guys, you have to understand that I need this ABS unit fixed, because in order for me to get a title and registration from the state of California, get the salvage title and complete all the bullshit, I have to pass the California safety inspection. In order to do that, you need to have no dash lights, no check engine lights, no ABS lights. So that's why we're in this predicament right now. And right now, it's $5,000 just for the part itself. Now, the ABS control unit is right in here. Now, I know it sounds scary. I know it seems impossible, but I think getting a little creative, we may be able to utilize a $10 junkyard part to solve our problem. But it's not gonna be easy, and it's gonna be a little bit of work. But that's what the journey's all about. So let's get on it. On a quick side note, you guys know this carbon roof is completely destroyed. Well, I had some free time and I sanded off right here. I taped it off and I just hit it with some 2K clear, and look how much better that looks. This isn't perfect, but it looks a whole lot better. And that was just a test. So I'll be making a separate video going much more in detail on bringing this carbon roof back to life, because I know a lot of people have this problem. And what we're essentially gonna do is sand it down, epoxy it, and then clear it. And hopefully getting this thing all shiny, brand new, because carbon roofs are badass. So why not make it look nice? Here we are, we're at the junkyard, and we gotta find an ABS pump unit. I'm looking for maybe like a 5 or 6 series here. There's plenty of older, E60s here, plenty of everything here. So let's go find one and pull it out. Back in the day, I used to come out here and pull steering wheels off of Mustangs, because the leather ones would sell for, $150, and I could pick them up for 12 to 15 bucks. It's a great side hustle. Made a little bit of extra cash to, dump into my project cars. Oh, here we go. So this is a 2004 525, and it is right here. There we go. So we gotta get a clipper and clip these off. I'm gonna pull it out.
So actually, we found a much better condition one right here. Actually, the other one had a lot of wires cut already, so let's cut this one out. It's ridiculously easy to cut. Kind of makes you think. Kind of sketchy. This is what your ex-girlfriend could be doing in the middle of the night. Okay, all the brake lines are cut. Now, Jesus Christ.
My homemade little thing doesn't work.
Now we're good. Hold on. All right, we should, look at that, like butter. All right, time to go see if we could salvage some parts from this to make the M6 work.
Any interior pieces we need? Not too bad. Gauges are in good shape. Okay, to get to the ABS, it's right back here. So we're gonna take this wheel off. Okay, the next step is to pull this out. Put it around the brake. Just shove it over here. Now we have access to the good stuff. So we pulled the ABS control unit out of the car. This thing is super expensive. We don't want to break any of the components on it. And you can see I plugged each one of the brake lines. We made kind of a mess pulling it out, but it's good. We need to do a brake fluid flush anyways. Now this is the one that we pulled out of the junkyard, And basically we're gonna be scrapping the parts out of this to utilize for this. So instead of spending like over $1,000 for a brand new one of these, we're gonna fix the problem for about $10. And that's by reutilizing these components. So I pulled this one out. This is out of an E60 5 Series. So you can see right here, when I just start pulling this stuff apart, that thing right there. So I'm not an expert on all this, but what this is some kind of electric motor. Now, the reason the ABS doesn't work is because the electric motor in this stopped working, and it has to do with these little brushes. So pulling this out of a used one presents a problem. This could be busted. This might not work, and all this time could be wasted. But we're gonna have to pull that out anyways, and for $10, I think it's worth trying. Now, the brushes look pretty good right here. I'm gonna hope that they work. And to test to make sure that the brushes actually work, we've got a positive and negative to a little battery pack. And we're gonna test it, and there you go. So what that means is that this one's working like I suspected. So we can utilize those brushes for this. Okay, we're removing this. There we go. So I'm guessing that this thing's burned up. Now Lenny's gonna test to see if it moves with some electricity.
Boom, nothing. Nothing at all. So that's how we know it's actually seized, and we should be able to fix it. Fingers crossed.
I'm removing this from the magnet.
Oh, dude.
And this is super corroded, if you can't tell already. The other one did not look like this at all. It is super corroded, and then these little wire brushes right here, you're supposed to be able to move it back. It is completely stuck, which is good news. This is, I mean, it's kind of bad news also because I don't know if we're gonna be able to fix this. So that's a big problem. So we're gonna have to remove this bearing. I already bought a new bearing, so we're good. So we'll remove this bearing and then see if we could free up these copper brushes. If not, you know, we have replacements. We can pull out of this one. Hopefully that fixes it. So the motor goes right here. We've pulled the bearing out, it comes out. This is where our problem lies right here. You see these little brushes? Well, they're getting stuck. Everything's so damn corroded that it doesn't want to move. And they're supposed to freely bounce right back. So I gotta push to get them to come back out. Shouldn't be like that, it should automatically do it on its own. So we're gonna have to replace these brushes utilizing the other components, and hopefully it all fits and hopefully it works. So after salvaging these brushes out of the working motor, I was able to get them to fit into the M6 ABS motor, and I had to solder them up, but hey, they're working now. Everything is put back together. So moment of truth, is this actually gonna work? We're about to find out. So throw the negative in there, and okay, what was that, the little shock? Oh,
here.
There we go. So it didn't do that before, it does that now. We should be good to go. So I'm gonna basically put this back on. We gotta reseal it, of course. We gotta put this thing back in the car, reconnect all the lines, then we gotta bleed the brakes, which, you know, it's a good thing to do brake fluid anyways. You're supposed to change your brake fluid every 2 years. Nobody does, but you're supposed to, especially in a high performance supercar like this. So we're gonna do that real quick. Then we could start the car and see if we still have that ABS light. What we're gonna have to do is either use our little gear wrench tablet to initiate the ABS system, or you could do it the old-fashioned way, go out in the street, slam on the brakes, try to get the ABS to lock up. Unfortunately, it's raining outside, and I'm not trying to, you know, slide the car into a wall, so we might just do it with the tablet, but we'll see. Because we had to literally destroy the aluminum tabs to remove the motor, of course it couldn't be just held on by bolts like every other BMW ABS motor. We had to repin the tad bit aluminum left, but then just for safety I used a big glob of JB Weld, not only to help hold it on, but also to seal it up so it doesn't corrode again. Okay, so we reassembled the whole ABS unit, the whole pump and everything back, all the lines are connected. What we gotta do now is add brake fluid and bleed it. Most fun job of any car guy. So this is what we got to do. Obviously, it's a BMW. I had to remove all the plastic just to get to the master cylinder. Pop this cap right off. And yep, it's pretty empty. So what we're going to do is fill it up with some brake fluid. Now that it's full of brake fluid, we gotta bleed it. Of course, starting with the one farthest from the master cylinder and slowly work our way up. Hopefully this isn't too much of a bitch. Unfortunately, the caliper's bleeder valves were so corroded I was worried I was gonna snap them off, but luckily I was able to get them loose with some WD-40, and after a few rounds of bleeding, should be all good to go. Okay, everything's put back together, all the wheels are bled, fresh brake fluid. Did our little trick work, or was it a huge, massive waste of time? Well, that's what we're about to find out. So of course we pull up all the codes. It's a BMW, of course it's got a billion codes on right now. But what we're looking for right now is that ABS code. Did we actually solve it? And basically, we're gonna run the ABS through this. That way it activates it, and that should theoretically get rid of the light. So we'll see. Okay, good news guys. I just used the little scan tool, ran the ABS pump, cleared the code, and look what's on the dash right now. Guys, we did it. We have a dash on a BMW from a salvage yard that doesn't look like a Christmas tree. In fact, there's not a single light on there for now, which is great news, which means I could finally get this car inspected. It means I could finally get a title issued. There's so many things. It's just amazing. And then we could take it out on the road much more and give it a good rip. Well guys, I am shocked that we were able to actually do it. A huge part of me thought, you know, we're grasping for straws here, going for that slim chance that maybe we could fix it, but we actually did, and we saved a whole lot of money in the process. And I hope that you guys learned something. Maybe this could help you guys save thousands of dollars. So make sure you share this video with a friend. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more V10 content, and I'll see you in the next one.